Hey, what's going on, Tafty? And here we are again at Tafty's Home for Wayward Guitars. So, thanks for joining me again. And we've got a lot to do today. I say we. You know what I mean. I've got a list, and I think I'm just going to have to go through it and start checking things off, because I don't have much time left. I think I can do it. Yeah, you know what? Let's just get to it. Come on back. Alright, there's some very important things we got to get to today, including, but not limited to, finish roughing in the body. I have a million things to million different holes to poke in this thing before we get too much further. The most important thing to get to today, if nothing else, is routing the neck pocket. Because once I do that, I can finish shaping my heel. Then once I finish shaping my heel, I can radius my board. I can drill, I could drill my tuner holes now. Yeah, heel shaping, radius the board, tuner holes, sand this to 240. Sand the board to 600, and oh yeah, fret it. Yeah, like I said, we got a lot to do. Alright, before we get to all that, I want to show you guys, because I'm sure you're curious, or at least some of you are curious. If you've seen the other videos, you saw the disaster that happened on the router table. So, this is the part of the body that got blown out. Now, for obvious reasons, I cut it way too close to the edge. It's where I wanted it, but in hindsight, it hurt me more than it helped me. So, the next one I won't do that way. But here's the repair. Actually, you can't really see the repair. And that's a good thing. So, that came out great. I wanted to show you guys the repair and just show you that, yeah, you know, sometimes when you think the worst happens, it doesn't. It's just wood, and you can fix it. Well, I guess there's a couple of things that I should have led off with. One, I glued the top on. That's probably a big one. I've got pictures of that. I'll throw those in the video while I'm talking. Also, I've trimmed up the top to the body. Also, I know I was going to direct mount these pickups, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use pickup rings. So yeah, just a aesthetic thing, really. Alright, so the first thing I got to do here is decide where my neck is going to fall in the body, where, you know, how deep it's going to come into the pocket. So I got to do that by checking my scale length and making sure that I am at 24 3/4, which I am. So once I know where the heel of my neck is going to be, and I'm comfortable with, you know, where the bridge is and so on and so forth, I kind of wish I had those pickup covers. But I guess if I could cheat the bridge a bit this way and cheat the neck a bit that way, that is 24 3/4. My heel is going to come to about right there. Alright, let me run you through how this is going to go. In case you didn't catch the video last year, so I've got my my center mark rule down the end here. It's taped onto the body, and the center line of the body is lined up on 0 so that I know that my two pieces of poplar are evenly spaced at the bottom of the guitar. Then I also have a mark up here where the neck meets the body, so that the center of my neck is perfectly aligned with the center of the body. Then I have this clamp here, and what that's doing is pulling the two pieces of poplar in tight to the neck. So they're kind of simulating the body joint, neck joint. Yeah, and then these two big boys here are just to hold it all together. So what I'm going to do is take this clamp off, and this will be my routing template. Somehow I got to lash the whole thing down to my board too, but that's the easy part. All right, so first pass is plenty for now, but I know what you're thinking. Hey, Tafty, you're saying, you didn't go deep enough. You free-handed down almost to the line. Well, it's true. It's exactly what I did. And the reason for that is because what I'm going to do is grab one of my neck templates, and I'm going to use that to route the very last of it. So I've got a nice solid line to put the router up against. And yeah, looks good. Alright, that should be all we need to do for now. I like it. It might have to go a little deeper, but we're not going to worry about that right now. I can always make the neck pocket deeper. Oh! Neat. Yay! Alright, this is the moment of truth, I guess. Masking tape and super glue. Never fails. Okay, we know that's tight then. I would call that a success. Alright, it's almost a guitar. Here's the good news. Now we can finish our heel. So I'm going to go ahead. I got a mess going over here today. I'm not usually like this. Usually I'm very neat and clean. If you have enough scrap stuff hanging around in your shop, you guys, I suggest if you don't already have something kind of like this, make one. It has made my life exponentially easier. Like I said, just put the neck up, clamp away, and yeah, it's awesome. Thanks again to Texas Toast for giving me the idea. And one other quick thing. In case you're watching, Matt, this is a Shinto. I know you've probably seen these before, but you asked in the last video, you said that you didn't know what a Shinto was. You probably know what it is. You just didn't know that was the name of it. It's like a Phillips screwdriver or something. All right. My table's coming apart. I thought Harbor Freight only sold the best of the best. Alright, there it is, pretty much shaped. From here, I'm just going to go after it with probably some 60 grit to start with, and maybe some 80. I don't know, it depends on what I got kicking around. I think I have 80. And yeah, finish shaping it from there. I am about 8'8" right here. 8'2½", like 8.25, 8.8. So I want to get this down to about 8.5, 8.6 at the 12 fret. what do you say we knock another thing off the list and drill our tuner holes? So I've got my headstock template. I showed you that before, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the punch to mark these. All right. Ooh, don't ever do that with your awl. So we're all marked out. Let's drill some holes. 10 millimeter. So I'm going to use my super duper neck jig here to help me radius the board too, or at least, to hold my neck. So I've just got a couple of shims underneath here to hold it up where I've got one of those Stumac cork jobs underneath there. Just because the neck is shaped now, I don't want to I don't want to ruin anything. So I've got my 12-inch block, and I'm going to throw some. I've always started with 120. But now that I've got this really nice 80 grit paper, I think I'm going to start with that. If this is a horrible idea, it's too late, but just tell me it was a horrible idea in the comments, and yeah, we'll all know for next time. Well, a couple of things. My battery died on my viewfinder, so I wasn't able to reposition the camera and keep filming, and so you missed a whole bunch of sanding. I know. It's horrible, right? So, this is where we are. And I think to finish out this video, I'm going to finish the neck, because that'll be the most gratifying. So let's get it sanded down to, say, 320-ish on the back, maybe 400, and 400 or 600 on the fingerboard. Then maybe we can put frets in. And if we're really, really lucky, we can throw some oil on it. All right, neck. I might need the jig, maybe not. I've got my, I believe this is 240. I also have some 320, and when I'm done with those, I might use a little 400, definitely 400, maybe higher on the fingerboard. We'll see. I've never made a black poison wood fingerboard before. I'm not sure what the final sanding is, but we'll find out. All right, ready? The sanding montage. So one of the reasons I got the great big light here is it makes it really easy to just kind of look and make sure I got all the tooling marks off. Once all the marks are out of it and it's smooth as a baby's bottom, I got a few tooling marks right there I got to get out. Other than that, I'm going to take a few more minutes and we'll move to 320. Alright, 320 is as far as I'm going to go with regular sandpaper. I'm probably going to move on to Scotch-Brite now. Man, that veloute is sexy. I'm just going to take the red and the gray Scotch-Brite and finish this thing out. Now I know what some of you are thinking, and certainly what some of you are saying, yelling at your monitors. But Tafty, You went to 400 and then you used the red Scotch-Brite. That brings it right back to mid 300s or so. Well, you're right, but here's the thing. The red Scotch-Brite seems to really just clean everything up and pull all that stray wood and stray dust out of the grain of the other woods. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. So, we'll get this to focus, hopefully. This is my first time using black poison wood. And look at the colors in that. There's yellows and browns, and I can't wait to oil this and see the figuring in this maple. I didn't know that was going to come through. But yeah, that'll be fun to see. Right. Now that all the sanding is done, well, most of the sanding is done, I'm going to make sure that my fret slots are deep enough to take my fret tangs. I'm going to do that with this fancy schmancy saw. Well, our fret slots, our fret slots are all to depth now. We are completely sanded out to about 600, and ooh, lucky for me, I guess now lucky, a potential customer had emailed me about a refret, and we went back and forth, picked the frets, picked the day, picked the anything that it is you need to pick, and then when it came time to drop the neck off, I got ghosted. Anyway, I had already ordered the frets, and they are Evo Golds, which are my favorite, and they are 47.95s, so 47 tall, 95 wide, which are also my favorite, and they just happen to be 12-inch radius. So, guess what I'm using? All right. I know I promised to have my fret press done by now, but I think the machinist down the hall moved out. So I don't have somebody to drill out the bottom of my my fret press so I can put the caul in. Working on that. If you know anybody, leave them in the comments below. I'd like them to be local, at least on the South Shore and around, you know. Yeah, a decent machine shop that'll drill and tap a couple of holes for me in some hardened steel. Done deal. Anyway, until then, this is us. Yeah, I'm just going to clean up the ends of these, and then I think we're going to throw some oil on it. Just have to decide which kind. So a couple of things. I'm going to use my tried and true stolen from Chris at Highline Guitars method here of finishing the neck using boiled linseed oil, Japan dryer, and a little bit of mineral spirits just to make it all flow easier. I'm going to apply it with a gray Scotch-Brite. Kind of work it in and let it create that little slurry that kind of fills in all the voids. So, a note about this. It is June in New England, which means the humidity is 1,000. I don't know how this is going to dry. I've never tried it in the dead of summer. But I can't imagine that it's going to be any different from True Oil or the Crimson Oil or whatever, and I've used both of those. So I went a little heavy with the Japan dryer. Now, the other cool thing about Japan dryer is it's dark. It is very dark, dark brown. So when you add it to the linseed oil, boiled linseed oil, I don't need everybody freaking out at me, boiled linseed oil, it darkens it. It gives it even more of that amber that I kind of like. Now, I don't know how that's going to look on the walnut, but we are about to find out. Also, something I've seen Ben Crow do, and it may have been by accident, but it was cool. He also did the fingerboard. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the fingerboard too. Alright, so we're going to come back in about 5 minutes. Actually, I'm going to come back in 5 minutes, not we, and wipe this thing down, all the excess, and then I'm going to hang it up to dry for a couple of days. I need your help. You all know where I'm going with this. Hold on. So, you guys have seen this. I need your help. I'm trying to decide on a finish for this. Now, I'm still thinking about a little bit of color on here because that's my nature. I like to see a little red, a little blue, some contrast, you know. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet with that. But what I want to know from you guys, please leave it in the comments, is oil finish or something else. I've used... I think it's called melamine lacquer before. I'm not a fan, so let's leave that one off to the side. One that I use a lot is Wipe On Poly. That's pretty cool. I like that finish. Gloss, satin, matte. Just let me know what you think, because I really am kind of up in the air with the whole thing. I'm not even sure if I might just go ahead and throw the whole thing in oil and let the walnut and the maple kind of stand out on its own, you know? Alright, leave that in the comments. Let me know what you think. And thank you again for hanging out with me, you guys. It's we're getting there. I mean, we're getting there. We'll be attaching the neck, and we're going to do that with steel inserts, threaded with machine screws. It's going to be nice. You're going to want to check that out. Hopefully the pickups will be here by then. If not, I have some that we can use to mock it up. No big deal. And yeah, we'll wire it. And because it's a bolt-on, we'll probably just be able to put it together and play it. Alright. Please like and subscribe. And tell your friends to subscribe. In fact, invite your friends over, show them the video, and all of you subscribe together. I'm telling you, it's the latest thing all the kids are doing. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out.
See ya.